Hello and welcome back to Main Bracket Season 4, Round 2 of Blood Rush League. Here we have Lumora versus Explicit, with Explicit up on the killer with their pick of Spirit in Wretched Shop. We have Kenji on the killer, and our Lumora survivors of Flare, Yinner, Will, and Ghosty. I'm joined with Tavi. Tavi, how are you?
I'm doing all right. It is a nice casual 12 a.m. morning here in the state that I live in Australia, and what better way to keep ourselves awake than to start with a spirit set of this best of three. This is Kenji, and this is cross ping, so I would not be surprised to see the chasers not last for long. But no, Kenji has found the first survivor, opts to kick the gen, goes for the eruption there, and I don't think Flair's gonna get away with this.
No, Flair's gonna get tagged
here. There goes the
but...
tag. Exactly, yeah.
You could see the ping there on that vault, Tavi. Oh no. But it's alright, we spot Yinner. Are we gonna get a second tag here? Oh, Yinner making it around this filler here in the mid area. Oh, but no, we're gonna track Yinner. We're gonna get the tag here likely. Yes. Well played by Kenji. Kenji's Spirit is on point here with the phases, Tavi.
It's on point with the phases, but I feel like that little bit of time that Yinner did buy with that filler palette is gonna, pay off quite largely. There goes the Shack palette, of course. Yinner's probably gonna make it towards the edge map of the Wretched Shop. But no, there's another filler here. Tries to double back, but I think that's gonna cost Yinner just a little bit, because I feel like trying to, make it towards the edge was a better option. And look at this now. Kenji might just be able to make this hill hook here. It's going to be a little bit close. Maybe there's a body block. No, there's no body block coming in. So just
the progress is about 80%. So we have a pain rest going off, but the first gen does finish, so we're at 4 gens remaining. And we get a tag here on Ghosty, as unfortunately I had a bit of a spectator bug there. Oh no, Ghosty, are we 2-tap, guys? Guys, we're 2-tap. Ghosty.
Not optimal in the spirit set, and from what I think was a good start from Lumora, suddenly it's just turned itself upside down.
I think,
Kenji's found 3 survivors now, so it's just really bad.
I think this is an extremely dangerous position to be in, not gonna lie, because both survivors are kind of like we're on the opposite end of the map. We catch an unhook attempt here by Will, and I think they do make it, because we did use 75% of our phase here, and we're a 4.4 killer, so we do get the unhook. We're gonna get a tag for it. We're gonna go straight for Yinner here, I think, for the tunnel out.
I'm not really sure, actually. Now I'm looking at it, like, our spirit here, Kenji, decided to bring Pain Resonance. I feel like taking a free Pain Resonance there might have been a potential play, but I guess they're just going to leave Ghosty slug. They're gonna get a second down onto Yinner with an additional tag, and this is really bad.
The pain rest, it's pretty rough. The pain rest might have been a play, but I think considering the fact that all the survivors left their gens to try and recover the situation, let's just opt to not pain rest there, because Lumora right now, unfortunately, does not have enough gen progress at all on the map.
And there goes Spin Burst from Willandra. I don't think Kenji will have to worry about that for the next 40 seconds. And they're just going to continue holding this area. Knows that the survivors are in a really, what do you call it? Like a really, I guess, dangerous spot. They had to reset in the background. You saw Ghosty go to the full health state when there were 3 injuries before. And now with this unhook, Kenji can kind of just, understand the situation. There's not much gen progress. There's a 4 people coming through, and there's yet to still see an exhaustion from Yinner here. So hopefully they can extend the next chase here on the TLs with that exhaustion. But again, the ping might just lead to attack here. I'm not sure really if there's much.
I think they get that here. Yeah. So that's rough. Even with the fast vault there, they get that. I think the result of this game hinges entirely on this chase right now, Tavi. And that's not what you want to see.
Exactly. Although Ghosty did manage to get the 4 people successfully onto Yinner, that's just going to be the 2-tap and the down. Again, there is that ping coming through on the TL wall, which most likely resulted in that quick down. But now Ghosty is injured as well, broken for the next around 30 seconds. Willandra's also still injured, but has the Spin Burst in the back pocket. So realistically, our remaining 3 survivors do have good exhaustions. Yeah, look at that. There are taking fairly safe exhaustions and fairly safe positions around them, and Kenji might take
What
a
a
little bit more
sprint
time
burst!
on the next, but
Oh no, but they lose the 50?
that's the spin burst, and that's a down. So
Yeah. That was Tavi, I felt that was a really good sprint burst, but unfortunately with on that ping, you can't really play like those 50 reads on the pallet. It's very hard to react to the killer.
Oh, I would say that it's impossible, pal.
Yeah,
to
it's
react to the
impossible.
killer. Impossible.
Yeah, no, true. And unfortunately, Will does go on the hook. They're hitting the pain rest onto our gen here at the hill, which was, I believe, being worked on by Flare with the balanced landing. So it's very smart for the balanced landing player to work the hill, as there's not many places to proc that on this map.
Yeah, good rotations from the survivors. That is a small little optimization you can do if you are willing to, take the time and, put the correct survivors in the correct positions. Kenji's going to try head back to the gen, catching Flare off guard, but this is going to be the bounce landing into play. Let's see if Flare does decide to use Crane. Does look like it. There's going to be Crane pre-dropped. Kenji does break it, and now the chase continues on to Shaq. But yeah, it's a good amount of distance made, so it's not entirely easy to continue tracking.
Yeah, no, but Kenji manages to track there and gets the hit. I'm not, what do you call that? I don't mind that pre-drop, because like trying to play a pallet stun on ping can be a bit sketchy.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure the kind of like house rule on Crane is that you have to pre-drop it, and Kenji does miss this phase here. That's going to be huge, because I think this pallet was still up, but Flare does make it to the next Crane tile. 2 Cranes can spawn. Yes, it is 2026 today. And Flare does attempt to double back. It's not going to work, but again, they were kind of zoned on the wrong side of the Crane, so there's no real safe pre-drop option there. So yeah, now I think this is only going to be one more pain resonance left in the trial for Kenji, but it's just enough to interrupt the gen. And Villadra's also here, so
I don't
maybe
think we
you can
actually
see
hit the pain rest. I don't think we hit the pain rest on Flare there. We still have two charges in. We do get the fast
just an option then.
Yeah, we do get the fast pull here. There is someone on this, probably worked this gen, I think, because it wasn't regressing when Kenshi got here. But yeah, no, this is looking like, honestly, this is looking like maybe like what, 4K3 territory, 4K2, maybe 4K4 if the survivors really mess up, I feel. Oh, Ghosty.
And Ghosty, I think Ghosty held the check spot too long, perhaps did not catch on that Kenji was not aware of the position. So now there's going to be the live pop, going to be the down coming through. And yeah, this is, again, not really an optimal chase for Lumora because... Oh, there's a pain res right here too, but I was going to say there's also potential that Kenji just drags it between those 2 high progress generators.
Yeah.
And now with this pain res coming through, I think Kenji does have a bit of, I guess, information about the overall gen progress. Knows that there's another one very, very close, and, perhaps there could have been an option that Flare was sticking it. Does head towards the generator, but no one is there. This is not a fruitful phase for Kenji, but they're just going to head back. Knows that there's not really anyone here. And because that Flare is injured, they can't play aggressive here as the survivors.
Yeah, Kenji is in a very good spot here. They see the gens, they're regressing. Not much pressure from the survivors. It looks like Flare gets the reset. I believe Flare did an inner strength play with a totem cleanse. And Will is likely lurking for Ghosty's unhook. I would assume so. Unless Flare did the cleanse and the heal near that hook. But they do get the unhook. Ghosty is broken, so that is second wind in play. So if Kenji needs to either hit Ghosty through BT or hit them in that 5-second window, otherwise they go back to healthy. Oh, we see Flare.
Instead, they're just gonna take the chase onto the next survivor that is definitely here. Does not want to perhaps risk trying to go for Ghosty when they weren't sure of the position, so it's just going to continue this chase. Flare's going to pre-drop the pallet, probably won't make it anywhere safe, but does somehow win the 50s around that. Will make the matchsticks, wins the vault as well, so will the ping be too much here? But Flare actually goes for the guest spots. I love that one.
Flare hitting a diabolical...
That's huge, because that's a tag avoided, and now Kenji has to leave this in fear of losing another generator. Doesn't know exactly which generators are high progress as of right now. That's a spin burst being popped from Willandra. So again, this is quite a good amount of time that Lumora is bored without getting tagged. Unfortunately, okay, no, it was not Willandra. This was Ghosty now take the tag. But this is still alright, I guess, because Willandra's been somewhere, and that gen probably will pop soon.
Oh! Sorry, Tavi. That was a really good stun by Ghosty. I honestly, like, that could mean a gen pop in the background.
I think it definitely should. I mean, Willandra was on main? So
No,
that means...
Flare.
No, this is not... Wait. Flare was on main, so Willandra is somewhere in the background on the comp ace on the hill generator with the sprint burst in the health state, in the healthy state. So, I guess Kenji is just gonna secure the down. I don't think I had eruption on that hill gen, so that one will definitely pop. That is good for Lumora, but again, I feel like that other generator that was close to the crate near the mid-map, that one had a good amount of progress before. You could see a few pistons pumping, but unfortunately, I think it's just been abandoned for too long to make too much progress of it. And yeah, it's just been completely abandoned from our survivors. Ghosty's just working this one near Shack. Perhaps is not really aware of Kenji's position entirely, because this is just going to be another fast down onto Ghosty, and suddenly Willandra's the only one up.
It's up to Will to recover the situation, but I think because we pick Ghosty here, they always get the unhook. And to be fair, the unhook was across the map, so it's likely that they don't make it before the unhook happens, even if we spend the entire phase.
Yeah, remember everyone, Spirit is a 110 kill at the end of the day. Even with the really fast phase of like 6 to 7, unironically 6 to 7, I know I said it, alright.
It's alright.
6 to 7 meters per second, you know, depending which add-ons you use. There is still a lot of downtime for the Spirit because of just the base movement speed. So there's going to be the phase again to the top side, trying to catch out our two survivors here. But, you know, for now, Lumora's stealthing this well, and this is, again, perhaps a little bit too far of a venture for Kenji to take. Perhaps we'll be rotating back into the map as shortly, and yes, we'll be doing so. You can see Will's going for the pull. Kenji's trying to rotate back in, trying to venture that space, but no, it's just not being able to find anyone here.
And they
perhaps,
do get the pull.
Yeah, perhaps you just have to head back to the hook, Kenji.
Yeah, they do pull Ghosty. Flare manages to cleanse a totem, and we'll go for another inner strength reset. Very strong inner strength value this game, Tavi.
It is really good, but unfortunately, I just don't think it's going to be enough to change the outcome of this game. Ghosty's going to go down, not successful in popping the life there. It's going to be the last hook for Ghosty, and suddenly there are only 2 survivors in this trial. And
with 2 survivors left, it's not looking good. I think this is the most progressed gen here, Tavi, right now.
Yeah, and not just that, but remember, our survivors are also on 200 to 300 ping, so it is going to be even more difficult to respond to movements from the killer without being seen. That's going to be Flare being seen on main, so I'm assuming Kenji will chase this to take a tag. Perhaps is caught on to the inner strength resets there, so perhaps, will not go for that tag, and just instead going to bounce between these 2 generators until concrete evidence is found of where Survivor is. That's a bird. That means that there's, of course, a Survivor.
The Kenji does see it.
Hopefully,
Will. Will,
but the short swing does not. And that's going to allow them to make it away, perhaps not for long. It's going to Champion of Light, but yeah, it was a good try, but now without Shack Pallet, really with only a window to play here, I do think Will is dead. He will not get the done.
I think that was a ping down. Yeah, that had to be ping, right, Tavi?
It was very close, even on ping, so I would have been really upset if I was Will, but
we do see Flare here. We're entering our last chase, and it looks like it's going to be a 4K3 here for Explicit. Oh, a very, very hard result here. Well, I know who's going to be playing killer for Lumora, and it's going to be Flare. Flare is going to have to match a 4K3 with a 4K4 to win, and a 4K3 to tie Tavi on Spirit and Wretched Shot. Like, Spirit is a strong killer, but 4K4 against teams like this, I don't think it's kind of like, you know, feasible.
I mean, yeah, Spirit, I think the most on average you would see, like the upper bracket of like generators popped is 3, or rather the lower brackets, and then the higher bracket goes to 5 and out. So like it usually you don't see a 4K3 on the blocks for Spirit, but anything happens. There are just unfortunate circumstances that happen in the game, and there goes 4K3 for Lumora to try and meet in this current Spirit set.
Oh my, Tavi, that is a hard win condition to meet, but we will have to see. I mean, like I said earlier in the previous sets, like anything can happen. It's not over till it's over, but it's looking pretty bleak here for Lumora. For our first set, at least. But with that, we're gonna get our next lobby going, and we're gonna see Flare on the killer, and I will be back shortly as we get everything started. Hello and welcome back with Lumora versus Explicit here on our Blood Rush League main bracket round 2 in Season 4. We have Flare on the Spirit here for Lumora. They were casting for us earlier, so it's lovely to see Flare play, and I'm kind of cheering for them. But it is a tough win condition here with a 4K4 win condition and a tie condition of 4K3. Oh, we do see a Crow take off and some scratch marks. Tavi, how are you, and what do you think?
Well, I'm definitely warmed up from that first set, and I actually want to see how Flare does here, because we have seen a change of perks between the two killers. We do have three of the same perks, like three of the best slowdown perks, and then Flare decided to take the Sloppy Butcher instead of the Colorblind. So I want to see how that goes for them. I feel like Sloppy is a better pick on Spirit, because you are, M1ing every single time. But yeah, I think Colorblind also did pretty well for I've just forgotten the name. Last strong.
Kenji, yeah.
Kenji, yes,
Colorblind did get lots of value there. I've seen Sloppy get good value in the spirits and in spirit sets, but it's really dependent on how well like the spirit can get these tags right, and keep the survivors injured. If you could keep the pressure up, Sloppy Butcher can just make it impossible for survivors to recover. As one gen pops in the background, putting us at our win condition here. Oh my, this, what do you call that? Luminous on the Tari, having a pretty good chase and then dying in such a strong spot here.
Yeah, and I feel like this is just what we saw, like, it was attempted last trial, but just didn't really work out. There was just never a point in time where the survivors could, get to an appropriate death spot. And now, although one generator has popped like the last trial for the first chase, similar kind of vibe there. Now, because of the death location, we can see here that there's just uninterrupted progress throughout the board. The survivors don't have to make some unnecessary rotation. They can just sit on the gens, and just apply pressure that will build up over time, will force Flare to play aggressive and eventually, drop that additional generator.
We do see the regressing generator, which has hit by the pain res, and we get a very good hit here on Adam on the Dustin, and take Shack Ballot from that. So that was a fairly good trade there, Shack Ballot for a hit. Oh, and Adam wins that 50. Well played by them, but they're a bit zoned here, and I think they'll be going down very momentarily, despite Spirit's 4.4.
Yeah, I mean, 4.4 is still faster than a survivor, but every bit of movement speed matters. Every centimeter, honestly, in comp does matter, because now there's that, now Flare can't make a closer hook, like they can't make basement. It can't make that mid pain res. It just has to hook Adam or Dustin, Dustin, aka just Adam on this hook here. So it's like not completely optimal. Of course, you can save the pain res for later, but perhaps it's a little bit frustrating for the time being. So I'm just gonna get on hook and.
Yeah, I was gonna say it's a bit scary to save the pain rest for later, considering the win condition, though.
Yeah,
oh,
absolutely right.
What a double back by Tori! And Luminous is like kind of cooking on these chases so far. I mean, we've seen Luminous. Sorry, go ahead.
Remember, this is 300 ping survivor. This is a huge big difference between the killers and survivors. So the fact that the chases are lasting this long, I think is a miracle. I can't even last like 20 seconds against the spirit.
Yeah, no, I'm literally to tap in every single one of my chase against any killer because I'm pretty bad at Survivor. But oh, unfortunately, Lumina's getting stuck there. But we have a generator that's about to pop here, which will secure the tie condition here for Explicit. That's Agenda's pop in the background. I mean, despite all of this, I think Flair is doing a really good job here, Tavi. Like, ignoring the win condition and all that, Flair's having pretty decent chases. Like, Luminous sure is juicing, but like, I feel like if it wasn't for that win condition, I think Flair is in a good spot here.
Yeah, absolutely. You've got one survivor on death hook. There's also the other survivor who's been hooked, Adam or Dustin. Whatever. I'm just gonna call him Adam. Actually, no, I'll call him Dustin. I think Dustin is better. Okay. We've got Dustin, who just got reset, but they've been hooked as well, and also has a pain resonance. Now we see a survivor on main. I think that was Ditta. I mean, so like you got a bit of information around the board. Kind of can just camp this main generator to let it regress, and also camp the hook. So nice little efficiency there. But yeah, it could still definitely look like a 4K here.
Oh, we see another survivor working the gen there. Like, I don't think this is like winnable, but like this is definitely 4Kable. I think.
Yeah, perhaps with this commitment on bot side though, onto Phoenix, I think now the tunnel out's kind of just really difficult. Although Luminous not really in the best spot here, doesn't really have many pallets, I think it's still enough time bought to just make it to the edge map. So yeah, it's going to be probably the bot gen popping for this.
The FTP is game changing, honestly. I mean, you know, as is FTP, right? And it makes that Luminous's chase here last significantly longer. As we do get the down, we do get the eruption. I think we're going to have to slug this, and we do. But I think despite the slug, there's no way Flair makes it back to the generator.
Yeah, that generator is at least 15 meters away, and that's just gonna pop. So there goes the first set.
To Explicit.
And yeah, just like that, yeah, it's just gone. And I really don't think Flair could have done much here on the killer. It's just the survivors played really well. They played well enough, and now they are going to take the first set for it. So yeah, I mean, absolutely still 4Kable from this spot. There are 3 injuries. Somehow, what the hell? Luminous gets away with that. Buys a bit of time.
They do get down.
You can see the ping there, by the way. Yeah, you can see the ping on the foes involved. But yeah, it's still definitely playable for 4K here for Flair.
Like, we have 2 injures. Sure, a gen pops now, but like in a 1v3, 2 injures against Spirit, it could snowball very quickly to like 2 slugs, right? Like, it's Spirit. You don't want to be injured against this killer.
Generator, but again, they're resetting at the edge map, so this is kind of risky. I don't know. Maybe it's not risky because they're doing it in a safe spot. Actually, it's right next to the jungle gym, so I was not really reading that well. But yeah, a bit of sloppy value, I guess, for Flair. You know, they have to reset one at a time and not be able to do the 99.
The double 99.
Yeah, survivors like to do exactly. So now Phoenix takes a hit here. We'll just make it to the edge map. This is good for Flair because this is near the generator, and of course, finding the stealth near the generator means they can't get away from it, but Flair does get the down there.
Very good patience by Flair.
Read. And now can get a pain res from it too.
Yeah, and the hook is relatively close by. Honestly,
but
like,
there's another mid hook.
Yeah. This is a pretty solid hook.
I guess I just want to drag it towards the main building generator. This generator setup is difficult to hold anyway, so perhaps just hooking on the mid-map is a better spot. So that's a fast unhook. Another ping moment there. Another ping moment there from Dustin will mean a tag is given away. And perhaps Flair will, continue this chase to go for the pain resonance. It's an unfortunate vault. Unfortunate vault from Dustin.
Flair. Yeah, unlucky Adam / Dustin. Yeah. Thankfully, Tavi, I'm just thankful that there's not another none of the other survivors are playing Adam. Otherwise, it'd get really confusing.
Oh yeah, that's why I'll say Dustin for now for just Adam's survivor.
However, they are doubling that main gen.
Pain resonance saves the day.
Yes,
it always saves the day, doesn't it?
I was wondering if Flair was gonna make it or not, and the answer is yes. If we down Ace, by the way, it could be 4K1. Like,
We have
but we don't spot
chosen those,
Ace. Yeah, we chose to chase
and
Ditter instead. We did, like, Flare does know Ace was on that main gen, as we did hear Ace scream.
yeah, and they're just gonna get
Oh.
the pull. There's the renewal coming in, or the second wind actually. Sorry, they changed the perk's name, and somehow did it actually. Wait, that's a Z-War moment if you've ever seen
Oh
it.
my god,
On
what a
ping too, by
jiggy
the
by
way, from Ditto.
Ditter. Oh my.
And
Managing to escape
yeah, I
from there
think
uninjured is like, oh, that's devastating.
it's impossible, in my opinion. But somehow just managed to pull it off, and so it's just going to
Yeah.
be Fur taking a chase onto Dustin again. FTP renewal combo that does, that does happen, and it's just going to
I think it's
take
called, isn't it called
away
Second Wind
the injury.
again? Because they reintroduced the chapter?
My brain is stuck in 2024.
It's okay.
Where renewal is the
Hey,
name.
I'll be
and they
honest,
didn't
Tavi, that's new
add the
information for me.
chapter.
I did not know that that was the name that I know they had the different previous name, but I didn't know it was Renewal, so. Now W?
Yeah, and then renewal is now a team that I had to cast for in multiple leagues. So yeah, my brain.
No, it's all good, Tavi.
But yeah, I mean, Ditter's just zero warrior moment. Jiggy's away perfectly. We'll just buy a lot of time here. This is showing again one of the weaknesses of
Yeah.
Spirit. Being able to just hold the W around that kind of weak tile, forcing the M1 really late. Will mean that, of course, more time being bought for other survivors. Most
Ooh.
likely, either they're just gonna be sitting that, and then Ditter's just doing a great job. We'll definitely
the
not be able to
Adren?
pull that. And Ditter has adrenaline just to top everything off. And it's fresh too, by the way. So that is a huge amount of stages lost for Flair if Ditter can get out of this. I think he's just going to accept his fate though near this gate and go
Oh,
down.
that was not Ditter.
Wait,
That
hold
was...
on. Dustin just takes a hit there. Yeah, and Ditter can get away.
The question is, does Ditter make it? We have full face here. Nah. And
That's a
we
good try.
are going to catch maybe the last survivor? We're gonna force the last survivor. I mean, 10 stage 4 fresh. What do you think, Tavi? I think that's still a solid result here. It was almost a 4K0, almost a 4K1, but not quite. But 10 stage 4 fresh is still very respectable. Well played here to Flare, coming out here and playing Spirit for Lumora.
Yeah, I mean, Blair did a great job. Had to leave the down survivor to try and secure the Tycon, but unfortunately couldn't because the gen was pretty much already popped at that point.
Yeah.
So lost a bit of time there in the tunnel out, and then and then Ditter kind of just did that thing at the end. Beautiful chase from Ditter to secure the stages.
MVP, honestly, MVP on Explicit, the MVP honestly is Ditter this match. I feel like they played really well.
Yeah, really showed up towards the end. Really showed why this is a 10 stage and not a 4K. So
Yeah.
there goes set number 1 to Explicit. That's their pick of Spirit going to them. So now maybe, we can see Lumora fight back in this second set.
Yeah, we're gonna see Phoenix on the Lich. So very excited to see that on the Ormond Lake Mine. I love that map personally. So we're gonna be right back as we get that lobby sorted and get Phoenix on the killer. I'll be back in a second. Hello, welcome back to Blood Rush League Season 4, main bracket, Round 2 with Lumora versus Explicit. Here we have Phoenix here for Lumora on the Lich on their killer set in the Ormond Lake Mine. I'm joined with me once again with Tavi as Ditter here gets hit by Dispelling Sphere. How are you, Tavi?
Oh, I'm good as usual tonight. Got a bit of time here, and Phoenix is gotta pull this back because I guess did I miss something there? Hold on, what happened there, Mo?
Phoenix did the usual special of mage handing the wrong double pallet. That was oh, Phoenix, I love you.
I see. That makes sense now. I was like, yeah, I'm pretty sure they meant to pull up the pallet, right? No, hold on. Anyway, regardless of the start, Lumora's got to make a comeback here in this set because they are currently one set down. So Phoenix does have to show up here with a strong performance for their set pick. So
I've seen Phoenix do some great stuff on Lich, so They get a very good uncrouchable skull. No, Phoenix,
Oh.
what are you doing? Okay, no, we
Oh.
still hit the 2-tap.
Oh, fuck. Okay. That was a little bit of a back and forth there of funny plays there.
I was getting stressed. I was stressed there. Not gonna lie. Like, I mean, obviously, like, right. I'm on Lumora, so I'm a bit biased here, but I'm kind of hoping Phoenix does well. But not like I love the Explicit guys. They're chill and like they play really well, and I love watching their games. But no,
And
that's.
they've
Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
Yeah, I feel like they put on a really good performance last trial
do.
on Spirit. 10 stages, not easy to do on 300 ping. Let me tell you that. 300 ping is not pleasant to play against any killer on, except Nurse. Because Nurse, you don't even have to, you just you just hold W and then die.
Yeah, guys. I could run to edge map and die. It's yep. No, but Phoenix here holding the hook a bit here. What do you think of our build though, Tavi? It's like we have Eruption and Turn Back the Clock, so like, do you think that's a combo thing? I feel like those two perks are a bit of counter synergy, but I could see the vision, right, where you turn back first and then Eruption kick later.
Well, let's see. My brain here is gonna try to analyze that pick. Turn back the clock, I think, I would assume is good on killers that have limited mobility. Lich, in a way, has limited mobility, where if you want to, you can use Fly to then try and kick a generator with Pop and Eruption. But, if you use the Turn Back the Clock instead, you get that immediate effect without having to pop the Fly ability. And perhaps also there's that additional utility on this map with the main building, kind of sometimes being closer in terms of like height distance to hooks.
Yeah.
So there might be you might be able to pull off something like funny there, like get a free gen kick through
you could
a wall.
You could turn back the clock of the main gen from the bottom of main. You just have to make sure you have some sort of line of sight on the gen. I think my experience with turn back the clock, Tavi, is like I think it's a very strong perk for killers who like to keep the pressure up. Like you don't want to spend that time kicking a gen. You could literally run past a gen, hit the turn back the clock without slowing down your movement speed, and you could keep immediately be in that chase while the gen regressing. You know what I mean? Like.
Yeah, and there are also some killers that are happy to kick the generator and then chase the survivor. Blight.
Yeah.
But Lich, you have that kind of added, comfort of being able to hold your Fly, and also then just be able to, if you see some odd movement in the background, then just pop the Fly, while also, using the turn back the clock. So yeah, anyway, that's gonna be main done. This is the final chase here.
Ooh,
but,
good job by
it's just
Adam.
lasting a while, and there should be someone here to take a hit, and yeah, this is going to be Luminous here taking a hit, but there's maybe a little bit of tech coming around. The body blocks are coming through somehow on ping.
Oh!
And it's going to be Luminous dropping the power. So it essentially takes the hit. And is just going to continue this around for Adam? I mean,
I think Adam goes down here.
Adam, but yeah, there's no way this is made on ping. So that goes it down. But now the pallet's up. No, the pallet's not up in the correct position. So that is going to be Adam's final chase. I mean, you know what I mean.
Ooh, the gen pressure of the survivors is nuts, though, with one gen remaining here.
Yeah, I feel like for Phoenix to want to secure the tunnel out, I feel like they had to face camp at the end. They could not allow just an unhook to happen, even for just a tag. Because look at the gens. They're just ridiculously high progress.
I think with that decently fast first down, I think Phoenix shouldn't have tried to camp the hook. I think he should have just ran around and went to a gen and got into a chase with someone else. Because by standing by the hook for such a long time, right? Sure, they got the second stage, but 3 gens pop for that, and then they tried to secure the tunnel out, and then another more gen prog, and then that long chase in the end. Adam doing a really good job there.
Yeah, it was a nice chase from Adam Artala, and now they're gone. You can see just how many, number one, resources there are left on the map, and how much pressure the survivors have. Not only from those resources still being on the map, but also just that, none of them are injured. The gens have a nice kind of split to them, split enough at least with 3 healthy survivors, that it's going to be very difficult for Phoenix to actively pursue a survivor without, letting the generators go too far out of hand. I guess that's I don't even know.
I think Phoenix will get.
But you do.
Yeah.
I think you do get to. We'll get a tag on Ditta. I'm not sure if this will be committed though. Yeah, Shaq's already on 70%, so Perhaps this is just going to be the committed chase here onto Ditta. It's not really any reason to leave, risk maybe a gem popping and an adrenaline. Perhaps like Ditta has adrenaline like the last trial, so hopefully Phoenix chases, but it's just going to leave, try to play the long game. But Phoenix, I think it's too late for this. I really think it's way too late to try and play the tag game.
Yeah, and I think our perk choices as well don't really support playing for that long game. Our perk choices are very momentum based and pressure based. You really want to get those downs quickly, and you really want to get those hooks. You can't really it's not like Ruin where you could grind it out because you will run out of regression events. You know what I mean?
Well, it's not only that. I feel like the generators will get completed by the time that happens. It's just going to be Luminous attempting that. I mean, it's very close to being done, this generator here on the bot side, but not close enough, unfortunately. So that's going to be Erupt kicked, and Luminous is going to perhaps take the next chase, or force the next chase, because again, Phoenix can't really leave the generator. It can't really guarantee force down Luminous before another gen pops because they're healthy. But if they leave the generator for too long, then Luminous is just going to pop it because it's so high progress. So now I think we're just going to see a gen in the background pop. No, I think
we just need to get
very
it down.
soon. Yeah, and that's just still really, really hard in this spot.
Yeah, it's like Lich isn't the strongest killer, and despite the ping, it's gonna be a bit tough to get the down. Very good tag though. We get the Shack Pallet down. And they do get the reset, right? So they got the reset up in main. So they're gonna be going towards that mid-gen right now. And Phoenix has to get the down within the next, I think, 10 seconds.
I mean, it depends whether the Survivor's coming in to take a body block hit for them, because I think that it would be crazy if they did, but unfortunately Luminous goes down there. But the amount of gen pressure, it's exactly what we need for Phoenix, but the amount of gen pressure that the Survivors got from going from 3 healthy to 2 healthy and 1 down is crazy. They have Shack on high progress. Actually, Shack is done. Wait,
you mean 7?
Yeah, I thought Shack was still up for some reason, but Shack's
it's all
down.
good. Yeah, the main prog right now is 7 and that mid-gen. The mid-gen being about 50% and 7 being about 60.
And that's still enough to force Phoenix to not be able to camp the hooks. One person can get the save, one person can get pressure the gens. Although the exhaustions, of course, will not be as strong as this, the spirit set. It's still enough to provide some safety, a little bubble for our survivors. And you can see here, Ditta just taking the next chase here, is healthy, will be able to crouch. Nice reaction time, will not decide to vault, and will take a tank here. But again, there's just time being bought. We don't know what the other survivors are doing. They could have been resetting, they could have been doubling, and it's just difficult. And the gen, I think there was an attempt to double, but maybe I'm
no, I think they're splitting mid and the 7 gen there while the chase is happening. But that was a very good turn back the clock use to get that gen regressing slightly quicker and getting back to that mid gen. Phoenix really needs to start pressuring. I also agree with getting rid of these resources because you need to make the areas next to the gen dangerous so you could get these tags. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to be devoiding the map entirely of resources. Every pallet, it takes 2 seconds to kick, right? And you might think, well, 2 seconds, I mean, I say anyway, every second in comp matters, but then also the fact that when the pallet's up, that's going to cost time for the survivors chases. You're forcing yourself to perhaps play 50-50s if the pallet's still up. So you just, it's just safer to remove them while you have the time to do so, especially again on a killer like Lich, which really does feel the need to respect the pallets and respect the strength of the pallets still in the trial. So it's going to be a next chase here on the TL wall, maybe a bit of deja vu, but it's going to immediately book it away. And I think this pallet's still up. And look at this, this is exactly what I'm saying now, because Phoenix did not break this pallet before. Now it's just going to be broken again. It's going to be broken now. And that's just so much distance being bought, and Phoenix is going to leave. So that's 1 tag avoided for our survivors, which is huge.
Yep.
Because that whole venture was just for one pallet, and that's just not enough.
Yeah, if it was a shorter chase, then the pallet was fine. Like if it was maybe 5-10 seconds commitment to a chase and then break a pallet, that's really good. But spending that long of a time, and then getting only 1 pallet out of that's a bit tough. The mid gen now being at 70%, and the back gen being at 50. We're going to run out of regression events here, I think, Tavi.
I feel like a generator will pop because Phoenix knows that you have to go for a down. So
They do.
I feel like a gen will pop for
But
the
I think
down.
we are on
I would
like
assume so.
I think we are on like a regression event 5 or 6 on that mid gen. Oh, very well
And
played, Phoenix.
I guess it won't reach it. No, never mind. And that mid gen does get hit, but because turn back the clock was used, that is the one downside you were just mentioning before, that you didn't kick the gen, so eruption isn't put on the generator.
Yeah,
and that
gen
means
at
that there's
7.
no eruption. Yeah, there's no eruption on that, and that's just continually progressing. Well, at least not regressing, if anything. And Phoenix is gonna decide to slug this and. Oh, okay. Go back to the generator.
No,
I
they have
guess,
to go to the gen. But the
try
question
casting
is,
LB.
does the gen finish? And I think the gen finishes. There's no way Phoenix stops this gen. You could hear its progress. The gen pops, end game starts, and yeah, like it's up to Phoenix to try and secure a 4K0 here, but it's gonna be tough as their survivors are going to go pick each other.
And that's clean break being used too. So Luminous is going to be healthy in 60 seconds if that actually does matter. I think it probably will matter because,
Perhaps
any kind of resource is huge then. So Luminous going to continue. Shaq does go for a nice little movement there to get a vault and time from that. But I don't think it's. I think it's only delaying the inevitable of a down. Remember, again,
Yeah,
this
with
is
that
huge
ping.
amount of ping. Impossible to make the vault,
Oh,
and
Phoenix.
that's going to buy enough time for the gate to be open. So
Yeah, I wouldn't commit this,
stages.
Phoenix. I think you need to go back and hook that person basement, because if you overcommit this and they go exit the gate, the other person gets hatched and you get nothing.
Yeah, and I think luckily enough, Phoenix will just be here in time. Okay, yeah, Ditto was not anywhere close to hatch anyway, so that's just gonna secure a 7 stage, I assume. Come on, survivors,
7
please
stage
leave.
3 fresh is very decent
Please
on
leave.
Lich. Like, I wouldn't say that's like a bad result. That's like...
It's a fantastic result, I think. Again, this is ping, so it's a lot harder to play every single chase, and the fact that Lich is it's completely unreactable. The Flight of the Damned is completely unreactable from the survivor's point of view if you're close enough, which can result in 2 taps. I think that is a very good result for 7 stages.
Yeah, no. We're gonna have to see how Lumora does, but the win condition for Explicit Skiller will be 7 stage 4 fresh or 8 stages. Which, I mean, like, we've seen Explicit before. They kind of cook. So I'm, like, not gonna lie, I'm pretty sure this is favored for Explicit here. With, I assume it's physics on the killer for Explicit, because that was their previous Lich player on the last week's set. Alright, and with that, we will be right back, and Tavi and I will see you in our next game as we get the lobby set up. Hello and welcome back to Blood Rush League main bracket round 2 in our season 4 here with Lumora versus Explicit. We have Explicit here on our second set of Lich with a win. We have Physics playing for Explicit with a win condition of 7 hooks for fresh or 8 hooks, and we have Blitz Bringer here on the Atom. Blitz in the chase, getting tagged here, revealed by the Spelling Sphere. They do see the totem though, and we have a very totem heavy build here. Tavi, what do you think?
I really like the build from Physics here. That is a really insane fail bloody block from Phoenix. I don't know how. Yeah, power stun. I do not know how that happened for Blitz, but yeah, I really like this build for Phoenix because it's like Physics. I can say Phoenix.
Yeah, the Phoenix was the other Lich Tavi, but I do like I'm a big fan of Blood Favor Ruin Thrill. Like we've seen the other Liches run this. I was surprised Phoenix wasn't running this, but like, I don't know, it's Hexes, sure, like it's very high risk, like they could go, but I feel like, you know, like Blood Favor Ruin is so strong.
Well, Blood Favor Ruin, I guess one of the downsides of this map is the size, so it can kind of be an upside in a way because it's going to be harder to find the totems, sort of. Of course, you know, it is possible to like memorize a lot of the locations of totem spawns on the map.
I think that
I don't know why would.
Oh, Flare, it's ball.
I don't
Guys,
know
we're
why
to
we're
that.
doing that.
Flare! Flare! Oh,
Yeah, so we might have forgotten really, really quickly about Blood Favor. So that's some value there for physics. And it's probably the most value that you could possibly get from Blood Favor. And that's, I guess, why the build's really good. So,
I mean, I think you could, yeah, for this killer probably. I think some other killers can get crazy value with Blood Favor. I like, Skull Merchant's really good with that. Like, you could get like that drone scan, injure into an M1 on the pallet. Yeah, I like Skull Merchant. Okay, but sorry, back to Lich. Yeah, that was pretty good here. I don't know. Flare, they should have calmed. Blitz should have calmed. It was Blood Flavor to the team, so maybe there was some miscommunication there. I just didn't notice, but yeah.
Wait, did they change how Blood Favor worked? I thought as soon as a survivor gets injured, Blood Favor reveals itself to
The
everyone.
pop-up will appear, but like if you're like doing something else, you might not notice it. And
yeah.
Oh no, Flare.
And now Flare goes down again. So that's just really, really bad.
Guys, I think this is where Lumora's in such a losing position right now. I'm honestly thinking it's like a 4K3, like maybe a 4K4. Like, I don't know.
I'd say 4K4 is stretching it a little bit. Again, Lich is not necessarily the most mobile killer ever. He does have the fly, but at the same time, you still only have your legs. Well, not really legs. He kind of levitates, doesn't he? So it's kind of like levitating at 4.6. Yeah.
Yeah, it's magic to move
levitating
him around.
At 4.6. Yeah.
I mean, Blitz gets a really good stun there, by the way. Well played. But I think they're dead here. This is not crouchable. Oh no, it was. He was too high. It was crouchable, but yeah. Unlucky Blitz. I don't know why the revolt happened there. There's no way the killer could get you from the other side after you dodged the skulls. Oh no.
It's just ping, I think.
Yeah, not true enough. Yeah. Harder to
At the end of the day, it just shows why it's just like shows why playing on ping is just really difficult. So there's gonna be actually wait, no gen is popped. Wait, what the hell? I thought a gen would have popped by now, but no gen is popped. They instead decided to reset. And Ghosty is taking the next chase, so see if this mind game works out for physics.
Yeah, Ghosty gets hit here. Unlucky.
Yeah, that's gonna be Blood Favor going into play, so yeah.
Love the window, okay.
Hopefully. Let's hope that Flare calmed Blood Favor, and yes, Blood Favor was indeed calmed, and Ghosty will not attempt to try and drop the palace, but we'll go down anyway, so... I guess maybe 4K4 is possible. I mean, yeah, maybe if the gen doesn't pop, there's 4K4.
We do have main gen with about 60% here on Will, and Flare is working that shaft gen, but Flare gets into chase here immediately. If Flare goes down quickly... Oh, he doesn't get over the window! Oh my.
Yeah, I think probably that was just to check the position of the survivor, so yeah, unfortunately just kind of clipped back. Now,
oh no!
Flare does have a jungle gen to play with. Again, I think that's just the ping coming through.
Yeah. That's the thing.
And Blood Flavor,
value.
Blood Flavor yet again, and I guess there is a window here. Flare did attempt a dodge there. Will not make this though. I think the 4.6 levitation is just fast enough.
Yeah.
And we're looking at 4K now. Some 4K4. I mean, wow, that's insane, honestly.
4K. I mean, we've seen a lot of high 4Ks tonight. We had two 4K4 earlier in the Artorias versus Void set. We had a 4K5 on the Bleed Out versus Sentinel. And now we might see a 4K4 here on Explicit versus Lumora. Oh my, Tavi.
It's just the unfortunate... I think, honestly, it was just that unfortunate miscommunication at the start, or whatever, misunderstanding at the start with Blood Favor.
Yeah?
Flare goes down, and there's not really much you can do from there. I guess Flare's taking chase now, so perhaps can redeem themselves on this. That's going to be a pound picked up, though. And
that will be a down here. And this is a free pickup. No one can pallet save this because of Blood Favor. And with that secures the set and the match here as soon as Flare is put on the hook.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, sorry. We are in Tycon. We are in Tycon.
That's a tie, yeah.
We are on Tycon.
If all 4 generators pop in this position and everyone escapes through the gates or hatch,
well,
that is going to be a tie condition for the killer.
Guys,
I don't
surely
think
1v2, 2 injured pops for
How does that hit?
Yep, ping.
How does that hit?
I think that's a ping moment for Shriel.
Oh, that was close. on the spectators, and I was close on our point.
Yeah.
And I would
Oh,
have
we do
been
see scratch
really
marks at the top of
frustrated.
main there. And Ghosty enters chase.
Yeah, and that's pretty simple 4K4 stuff for physics to take. I guess if Ghosty's found, I mean, I don't think it really matters because as long as one of them is hooked a singular time, it will just be
Yeah, the
guaranteed
win.
in comp.
Like if we
So,
hook Will here, it's a second
yeah,
instant win. But Ghosty did actually a really good job stealthing that after dodging the dispelling sphere.
yeah, and actually, I don't think you really saw I don't think you saw many dispelling spheres last try. I think you saw like one or two. Maybe I'm just not
No,
really
we
reading
saw a
them
couple.
properly.
We saw a couple. There are a couple. There are some decent hits
Yeah,
with him.
I didn't. That means I didn't
Oh
remember properly.
no,
I'm
this
bonking
Pain
my head
Res
right now.
means the gen does not finish. This
Oh, the
Ghosty
gen doesn't
desperately
finish.
trying to get us a 4K3, getting Lumora a 4K3 here. But it's not going to happen as Ghosty gets hit by this Dispelling
Stake out.
Sphere, and there's no way that they finish
Stake
this
out.
gen.
Get a skill check. Stake out. Useless
No!
buck. F tier garbage.
And that will
F
be...
tier garbage buck.
Oh my. And that will be it for this trial, as that secures the win for... Well, actually, the previous hook secured the win here for Explicit, but that just means that that's another 4K4. There are 3 4K4s tonight. It's crazy, by the way, Tavi.
Yeah. Not something I usually witness, but okay, for what happens, it happens,
Yeah?
and you just gotta relish the killer's performance there.
Yeah, no, Physics played extremely well. They're well played by them. And it looks like that will be it for Lumora versus Explicit match. We will be having Zero Practice versus Exaltus with Blight, Ghostface, and Mastermind. I believe you're going to be joining me, Tavi?
I believe I will be. Yes. At 2 a.m. Let's go.
Oh boy. Yep. It's going to be at like 3 a.m. for me. All right. So we'll be back in a bit and we're going to get the next teams set up and the lobby set up. And yeah, no. I'm very excited to see some Ghostface and Blight. I really enjoy my Blight sets. So we'll be back in a bit.